I don't even know how to start this. But today we've got Mystified Wine, Icebreakers, the pros and cons of online dating, best or worst online dating experience, bad profiles and red flags, and what's the deal with lesbians? All this and more on Cocktails with Heather. Go!
What is up, motherfucker?
Can't say that.
Well, you can bleep it out.
Can I?
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, hold on a second. Wine review.
All right. So first of all, before we get into this, I just want to thank everybody for your patience as we went through our audio issue last time. I mean, that was a great save, Mike, but it was still like fucking hot garbage, I think. Like, I felt really bad. And I don't know, maybe some people really enjoyed it because they couldn't hear me as much. And they're like, oh, thank Jesus. Like, we can't even hear her anymore. I was like, Mike's like, how did it sound? And I was like, it sounds like I was talking into a tin can, you know, like one of those with the strings, like the little rascals used to use.
All I could hear was me, like, before I even fixed the audio, all I could hear was me going...
I didn't notice that part, but now I'm going to listen again.
And then...
I could hear your tapping on it too.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking and it's like you can hear me through. I'm in the tin can. Like, hey guys, you could do this. That was a great impression, by the way, that we just did, and we didn't even mean to.
Yeah.
Of it. So yeah, thanks for holding strong to our listeners out there. Thank you to listener Lori for sending us a great review of part of the last podcast, even though she was listening in a tin can.
Exploded balls.
Yeah, just talking about Mike's nuts. Anyways,
it's happened more than once, by the
way. Because you have to stop masturbating with dish soap. Just stop, Mike.
Like 3 days afterwards, all of a sudden they just.
You're just going to be on my weird obsession next. It's going to be like guy that masturbates with dish soap and chick that eats her mattress. Shits out puffballs. That's what it's going to be.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to be a slick move. And I mean, then your dick's clean too. But like, if it's swelling you up, I think we need to look at other options. Yeah. Maybe something nice like hand sanitizer instead, or stings so much.
Maybe I should wash my hands more often. Who knows?
Stings.
It pees when I sting.
It's like you can feel every herpes sore when you use sanitizer. It's so bad.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't know that.
Well, I don't have a dick, so I don't know that either. But I'm just saying. Anyways, wine review. So back to it with another amazing cheap grocery outlet wine review. Totally not sponsored by
someone
grocery
sponsors this goddamn podcast,
right? Like we've talked about this before. Mike will use your enema. I'll drink all your wine. I don't even give a shit what it is. Like what
Pepsi, RC Cola.
It doesn't even have to be something big brand. It can be just like
the thing I'm holding right now that I can't say because of governmental
Bob's
regulations.
Chocolate Dicks. You know who I really want to get sponsored by? The people that make the metal casts of your butthole. And then you have a form of it, and you can have chocolates made in like with the unique wrinkle imprint of your butthole.
You can use it as a paperweight.
You could use it as a paperweight. What I would really like to do is have chocolates of my butthole made and then give them to everybody. And then while they eat them, I'd be like, yes.
You can make 2 of them and give them googly eyes.
Googly eye butthole.
Yeah.
But like, what about like a butt plug with a big googly eye on it? And be like, I'm watching you. Like, I don't know how far in advance I'd have to plan that to get it in my butthole and then go doggy style. And then and it's like, surprise.
If you're doing one, you got to give it like the pirate patch so it's at least got 2 eyes.
How to make your boyfriend instantly soft. Googly eye butt plug.
Vibrator.
God. So much for the foxtail ones. It's just a googly eye. The eyes have it.
Muppet butt plug.
No.
This is Kermit the Frog.
The flog. It's a different
Same
fetish.
Difference.
It's a different fetish. You know, that's okay. So anyways, back to us not being sponsored by butt plugs or anybody else. We have another $3.99 grocery outlet wine because, again, they don't really make them for $2.99 anymore in this economy, and you probably need a cheap wine. Today we are looking at Mystified. Yeah, I do buy these for the name as well as the price point. This one is a white blend because, again, it's not as hot as it was, but it's still pretty fucking hot today. So it's a nice chilled white blend, which means it's like the bar rag of wines.
Oh, right. Okay.
Of white wines. So Mystified. Yeah, so I poured this before we started recording, and what makes it funnier is reading the back of the bottle after I gave Mike my opinion of my first 2 sips. So he's setting up and I'm taking a sip of this stuff and I go, it tastes like they poured it directly past a skunk's butthole. And he was like, that sounds great. And so then I read the back and it says, created with intention. Our wines showcase all the rich aromas and flavors you would expect from California winemaking. They also yield extraordinary characteristics crafted with a complexity designed to surprise your senses. Surprise! It tastes like a skunk's ass.
Triple filtered through a skunk's ass.
Charcoal filtered in San Jose. So, I'm, and I don't know, maybe they put like a little extra Chardonnay in this. For those longtime fans, you guys know that Chardonnay is not my bag unless it's steel aged. But
I don't know what that means.
The barrels that they age the wine in. Chardonnays, they usually do it in a very oaky barrel, and it imparts a really oaky flavor because the wine is so light. So it's very buttery and very oaky. And for some reason, I just don't like it.
I thought you said steel.
Right. But there are Chardonnays that they'll age in steel barrels.
Oh.
And it doesn't have that oakiness to it. It's very crisp. It's very clean.
No caffeine.
And no caffeine. And those I like. This skunk shit, I mean, I'm still drinking it. Let's be fair. But to be fair. And no, they're not. Well, maybe like four people. All four listeners will get it. Don't buy this wine. Just be continuously mystified by not trying this wine. Don't just walk past it. I know it's $3.99. Unless like you have your mother-in-law over that you don't fucking like, maybe buy this for her. And then when she complains, be like, well, maybe you should bring the wine next time then, bitch. That's my wine review.
The mother-in-law wine.
The shitty mother-in-law wine. I've liked a couple of my mother-in-laws. Like I probably wouldn't do this to them.
A couple.
One or two of my mother-in-laws.
I've had a few of them.
I think like one more and I have a baseball team. At least I can play
hockey.
Yeah, I could do hockey.
Or basketball.
Maybe basketball. We could do basketball with it.
With one rotation.
Can we rotate in one of like the ex-fiancés moms?
Yeah.
I think one of them died. So
grandma.
Maybe we could just put her corpse up. Like she's just like the extra.
Sister-in-laws.
Sister-in-laws we could do. We can definitely rotate in some sister-in-laws. There you go. In the bag. Yeah. Boom. That's my wine review. What have we got next on the docket?
What's the funniest first message you've ever received on a dating app?
Besides, are you a dom?
Or the worst?
Besides, are you a dom?
Besides you, are you a dom? I don't remember any of mine. I usually get like, hello, and which is fine. But then like people that put shit in their profiles, like if you just say hello to me, I'm just going to block you. Like how are you supposed to, I'm not going to write a fucking novel to introduce myself to someone on the internet. Hi, how are you doing? That's not good enough.
I actually have a dating answer to this. Are you interested?
Yes.
Okay, so there's actually a new movement going around, not the FourB. The FourB, and I don't know if you're familiar with that, is the movement of that women don't need men at all.
Right.
Period. Like they're not going to date. They're not going to bone. Like I think they're just fucking living out in the middle of the woods, collecting small children, like cooking them in their oven. Yes, there's that. This other one that I discovered before I went on the dating site, and I was flipping through it, and it's called the burned haystack method. Burned haystack method. Uh-huh. And the idea behind it is that in order to find a needle in the haystack, you have to burn the haystack. So I agree with it in principle. However, and I did impart a little bit of this too, but it was usually after I sent them like some constructive criticism, and then I would block them.
Some.
But it was like if somebody comes across your profile that was like a match or that liked you or like whatever the fuck they call it on whatever app you're on.
Exact match.
Or your lucky pick, and it wasn't for you, then instead of just swiping, you just block because they'll come back through again. And it's true because I mean, I think in me farming material, I think I like dredged to the swamps to some degree. And I started noticing there was the same people that were coming back up in my queue, if you will. And I was like, oh, that's fucking weird. I thought I said no.
Up in my grill.
They're up in my grill. So I would block. And that's one method. But there's also other rules. Like if a man messages you and they don't have some sort of, opening message that like alludes to the fact they've actually read your profile or have a comment in regards to it or something, to add from like whatever, like an interesting question, block. You don't answer, you block. Because they're like, everybody's just going to like hit the, and okay. So another thing is I was not aware that there's automatics. Like if you match with somebody and I don't know why I didn't notice this. I didn't fucking look, I guess. Didn't match that often with people, I guess. I had a lot of messages going when we just didn't pay attention, where you can just send an auto message. So like, they're like, oh, you matched with Bob. And then it comes up and it's like, send Bob a message. And you can pick like one of three, like standard. And it's like, hey, how are you today? Or wasn't it your mom I fucked last week? Like there's just like 3 standard messages that you can just like click and send. And so guys who are using, the method of cast a wide enough net, liking all of them or whatever, if you match, you can just hit one of those without even anything into it. And they haven't even like looked at your profile, read your profile, see if it's a match, whatever. Like they haven't done that. So this method is just like, they call it burn to block or block to burn. So you just block them. Done. Like, and then like if they get overtly sexual after like so many messages or something, block. If something else, block. Like just instead of like dicking around with all this stuff, just like just wipe it all and find the needle.
Well, there's also on some dating apps where if you send a like, it automatically sends you a message. Hey, thanks for the like, but blah blah blah. Send me a message. Like the reason for the like is to tell you I'm interested. You're not even going to read this anyways. So.
I don't think I typically this round I didn't message first. I think I just did the like, and then I was like, in case it was a wide enough net person and they got the match and they looked at me and they were like, oh Jesus Christ, then then I didn't already have a message out there. I wasn't wasting my time.
Exit stage left.
I hope they didn't open and they were up and like, oh, her arms are actually carved out of lard. Like they could just press on without like me ever wasting my time.
Too gray.
Too gray. I thought she was blonde. Shit. But
too handsome.
So I mean, I got those standard messages and didn't know they were standard messages at the time. But now I realize that they were unfeeling standard messages, and so I did answer them back. Now knowing what I know, I might have ignored it, but I guess it's good that I didn't. So it's like it's that. But I did have one that I had a couple that came through. Most of them were like they actually said something like, oh my gosh, your eyes are so pretty, or oh my God, I love the hair. My favorite, I had one that was like something, and it's like, I love the silver fox look or something like that. And then I did have one because my profile said I was a professional boss bitch. He wrote me, I didn't match with him, but he just put on one of my pictures and he says, I love bossy bitches. I was like, good for you, sir.
How can you not?
How could you not like bossy bitches? So I probably should have messaged that guy, but I didn't. So yeah, that's I would have to say my best, maybe. I don't know. Most of my fun messages ended up later. What about you?
No, I can't remember. I mean, if I've gotten anything, it's probably way early in this whole online dating thing, like back in the late 90s. And even then, like the funniest one I ever received was like, it was a miscommunication between 2 other people. And this female like sent me a message through another messaging app. Mm-hmm. It's dead now, but it's called ICQ. And she's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, I don't know who the hell you are. And she's like, this is whatever. We met and blah, 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 blah. I was like,
like, no, we didn't.
No, we didn't. He's like, I got the wrong one. I was like, okay, what do you look like?
How big is your ass?
And I was at work at the time. So, they allowed this type of stuff. So we set up a date, and then it lasted for a couple months, and then yeah, I wasn't into her.
Okay, fair enough.
So
can't fake the chemistry.
Yeah, there was just weird. There was just something weird about it. She's cute, but she was what do you call it? She was a whore. She liked whoring around. Nothing wrong with that.
Don't slut shame, Mike.
Okay.
She was what you call, the whore.
Yeah.
The whore.
But she liked she didn't want to be,
tied down.
And I get that.
Okay.
This is like,
did she put out?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well then, hey, win-win.
No, yeah, exactly.
You don't have to buy a Valentine's Day present, and you got laid.
I didn't have I just didn't mesh with her.
No, I totally get it.
So, she was fun, but it only lasted for so long.
Yeah, I can be fun, but not somebody's person.
Yeah. So off
They're
she
like,
went.
Heather's really funny. I just don't want her giving me a blowjob.
Yeah. So off she went into the wild blue yonder.
That wasn't even a catch and release. That was like look, a fish. Yeah. We'll just let that swim.
I'm going to keep this one for a little bit and let it go.
And let it go.
Go back to the water, fishy.
Into the water.
I can't breathe.
With all the rest of your whore fish.
Go back to your tribe of horror, your school of horror.
Go back to your home on Horror Island. I forgot about that. Oh my God. No, that was, I can't. I don't really think that there's been any like outstanding messages that I can remember right off the cuff. I mean, I know I've sent a couple, but sometimes that's just a test. Yeah. Sometimes I'm actually just curious, and that gets me into trouble.
Well, we've talked about this before, and I used to have a list of questions.
The anal question.
Yeah, the anal question was the best one. Coke or Pepsi? What type of toppings do you like on pizza?
I mean, I have had messages where I get just into like a little bit of like, oh, hey, so, you know, where you live at, blah, blah, blah. This was like years ago, by the way. So we're talking like seven, 8 years ago. You know, a few like very general ones. And then the guy hit me with, so do you want to see a picture of the dick?
No.
And well, at least he asked. No, that was in the phase where I was like, sure. Like, just send me the picture of the dick. Like, I'm just curious.
I never ended.
And I'm just like, yes. And he said, great answer. And I got a picture of the dick.
Great answer.
Great answer.
Survey says?
Oddly enough, that one ended up being a stalker.
Dick. Weird.
Yeah. Yeah, every once in a while, I'll still get like weird messages from like strange emails or numbers.
Hey.
And I'm like, what the fuck? I just block them because I don't know if it's this guy or not.
Probably is.
Yeah, fuck it. And that's why I can't go to Connecticut anymore.
That was the first time I got herpes.
That was the second time I got kicked out of the methadone clinic.
Oh.
No, it's second time.
Oh, that's not good.
It's really rough. It's rough out there for a hoe.
My worst, so the worst experience that I've ever had dating was, well, people that misrepresent themselves.
Isn't that fucking everybody? Yeah, in a way.
Early on, when you're dating and it's early on with like when Yahoo had Yahoo dating.
You mean like when you're still pretending that you don't fart?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But they would just put up fake pictures. A lot of people would put up fake pictures or whatever. And there's this one girl, and she put up a fake picture. She looked. I mean, so we're talking and this and that, like, hey, you know, want to get together? And I went over to her house, and she was large.
I think you told this story on the pod, like one of our prior podcasts before.
I think I have.
Oh my God, I'm so excited right now.
Yeah, and she was like very large. And then like we watched a movie, and I'm like, I'm gonna go. She's like, oh, you're
like, what's up, Fat Albert?
Yeah.
Hey.
Just a thin mint.
I couldn't possibly.
Fuck off.
Bring me a bucket.
He runs away and dives over the podium.
So here's the thing: is like in
Mr. Creoset is his name.
I think we talked about this on a past one of where I understand that people do that or they catfish or whatever, but I think I was blissfully unaware of how many women specifically, because men, as we've talked about and we'll continue to talk about, put on the shittiest pictures of themselves you've ever seen in your life onto dating profiles.
I'm guilty.
But women will go out of their way to alter photos. And I think I was, just because I don't see the chicks' pictures, I was blissfully unaware of this. And so, like you said, you know, I've had a lot of feedback of like, oh my God, like, oh, your pictures are real pictures. I'm like, of course they're fucking real pictures. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And it wasn't until like I talked to people about it and they're like, no. And then like talking to you about like what some of the chicks look like.
Yeah, they would take a picture at a certain angle and to make themselves look beautiful. And then when you meet up with them, they look like Frankenstein. Like, no. It's
like a Monet.
Yeah.
They but
Jafar.
Your beard is so wicked. So
looks good from Jafar.
Looks good from Jafar. So, but I did have coffee with one old guy, and one of the first things he said to me was, "And you look like your pictures, thank you." And I was like, "You're welcome."
I've had that compliment as well. Thank God you look like your pictures. I'm like, I don't like messing around with this stuff, because at some point, you know, what if we accidentally meet up? Like, hey, you look really familiar.
You look sort of familiar.
Hold on a second. Hey.
Or do like I do. Like, you look really familiar. It's from the porn I do, because I'm in porn.
I never thought about that.
Yeah. Mostly showcases dicks.
I play a doctor on TV.
That's because I work the corner greenback. It's great. I actually get pleasantly surprised by the people who look better than their photos, because I tend not to judge looks as much. Like, you know that. I don't. It's more about personality for me anyways. But to meet up with somebody and have them actually look better than their photos, I'm like, fucking won the lottery. Go buy a ticket. Like,
I unfortunately have a type, and that type is skinny and
Asian.
Redhead. Or Asian.
Okay. Yeah.
You know.
Fucking Southern ones and their redheads.
Yeah. and it is what it is. I'm not above, dating beyond
Others.
that. I just have a preference. Anyways, I was gonna say if you knew who I dated or was married to in the past, it'd be like,
this doesn't match.
Yeah, your preference. But I do like blondes too. So.
I mean, I don't know. My friends always say that I have a type, but I feel like I've dated various others as well. But I will always default to the stout man.
Well, as I was
blue collar, rough. Yeah, that's
like in the past, as you're aware of, like when I'd be going through all of, like whatever the fucking dating app was at the time, and like redheads get an automatic pass. Not anymore, because
what happened, Mike?
Because not all of them are real redheads.
True.
And not all of them fit the profile that I like,
Fat redheads.
Yes, or some along the lines of, they're just fat. I'm sorry. It's
fine. Well, I'm not on the thin side anymore necessarily, but still.
I'm not fat shaming anybody. It's just that
some people are really fucking into that, dude. Like hardcore.
There's an ass for every seat.
Or a dick for every ass.
Yeah.
There's a dick for every ass.
Well, no, that's not true, because there's more women than men on the planet. It's like a 40.
There's 4 asses for every dick.
It's like a 48 to 52%.
There you go.
Thing ratio.
You could have 4 wives.
Yes, that's it.
That's it. And 1 goat.
Maybe goat.
Camel,
yes.
Not goat.
Yeah. So the pros and cons of online dating. It's just it's a fucking crapshoot. And honestly, like half the profiles, anyways, are all fake.
I was noticing that too. So I actually learned the Google image search. I know I'm fucking old, so it is what it is. But found a couple where like the pictures, I'm just like, this just seems like not somebody that would like me on a profile. Like, probably not their type. I mean, I don't know. I might be. Who knows? I know I clean up okay, but I'm like, and this picture looks like a little too like set up, and so reverse Google image them, and it's like some other person somewhere, and it's like, oh, okay, whatever, buddy. Just pass right through those ones.
I was hanging out with a friend of mine, and he's like, oh, this chick just texted me. She's fucking hot. I'm like, let me see a picture of her. So he shows me a picture. I can't remember.
Did you search it?
I already knew. He shows me a picture of her, and I'm like, that's a porn star. He's like, no, it's not. She lives in Sacramento. I'm like, no. I was like, this is her name. Check her out. Go. He goes, how do you know this? I was like, because like 2 days ago, I was doing like an image search. And this is the truth. I wasn't, I'd tell you if I was looking at porn or whatever. I just happened to come across this image. And this image had, I don't know if it was Playboy or Hustler or Penthouse or whatever. But I specifically said, if you go look up this magazine, this date.
How did you know that?
Because like 2 days prior to him showing me that, I came across this image.
Oh, okay.
And
I was like, way to memorize your fucking Hustlers, creep.
Yeah. And I was like, weird, because
some people collect baseball cards, but Mike knows everybody in Hustler.
Yeah. I collect the cards.
Oh, that was December 82.
I collect the centerfolds. Some people do that with Playboy. Miss December 82.
Well, I mean, I know people that have been collectors, longtime subscribers, and then they've just like had massive Playboy magazine collections. I
would buy Hustler to look at the pictures, but the articles are phenomenal too.
You already know I'm a Hustler fan. Yeah. Because I'm a longtime devotee to Larry Flint, so that's very obvious in like every fucking podcast we do. But it has changed over the years.
Yeah.
But I used to buy the Hustler humor magazines that were just the cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny.
Yeah, some of those guys are just hilarious. There's that one Eric DeCetus guy that I bring up quite a bit, and Leon Trosley. Those two guys, because Leon Trosley also used to do the magazine Cartoons. If you remember that.
No.
So he would draw for that magazine, and he drew for Hustler and a bunch of other places. I think he also did some Playboy stuff, but mostly for Hustler. But DeCetus, the way that he drew, I really loved it. He was the guy that came up with the first guy that came up with the lady that was putting up the missing signs.
Oh, with the dog in her ass?
That's him.
I do like that.
Yeah, gigantic fucking grandma with a big old ass.
It's the chick that you showed up to the apartment, and that's who answered the door.
Yeah.
Okay, good. What, did she have a dog in her ass?
No, but that
would be funny. Did she have a googly eye butt plug?
Yeah. Not at that time. No.
Fucking could have.
You can spend the night here.
You can spend the night here. No, thank you. No. Absolutely not.
I've got to work in the morning.
I don't want a staph infection.
Yeah, I don't want to suffocate.
Man dies of SIDS at 40. It's amazing.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened. It's so
It's like
bad.
that picture of Lois that's crushed into the bed after Peter rolls over on her.
Yes, same thing.
Yeah. Just
Absolutely.
looking all confused.
Hey man, I'm a hard no on the stayovers anyways. Just these days. Well, I think we talked about this before too. It's like I'm not always comfortable sleeping next to people, and I don't like it, and I don't necessarily want them in my bed. But now I snore so fucking bad. Like it's embarrassing. I have reached the level of embarrassing snore. So I snore like Bigfoot starting a fucking motorcycle.
There's apparently a way to get rid of that without using the CPAP thing.
I don't know, and I don't want to wear a machine because like I can't even fake like I'm cool with that thing on. Like you just can't. Like any sexy or cool that I had like went right out the door. And just like, oh Heather, like I can't even be like a badass bitch with that thing on because I look like I'm faking a Top Gun Halloween costume is what I look like. It's horrible. So then I just like, okay, well, guess I'm just fucking raw dogging it. And so I'm snoring. And either you're going to have to just like lay there awake and listen to it, or I hope you can sleep through it, motherfucker.
There is
I had to start roofing people just to sleep.
There's a video going around of all these old mafia guys that were, I think it was the Gambino family. I think that's what it is, the Gambino family.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the trial. And all the old boss guys, all the heads of the family showed up, and they were wearing the breath mask,
Mm-hmm.
like they couldn't walk or anything like that.
Like the oxygen mask.
Yeah, the oxygen masks, and they were all sitting in the courtroom, and then the judge calls for a timeout, right, to meet in the chambers, and they're all meeting in the chambers, and they're all talking normal and shit like that, because that's the way they worked it, and that's all I could think of was when you were talking about that. It's like I got this fucking breath mask on.
As soon as somebody leaves, I rip it all off, and I'm like, oh, thank God. No, I
acting all infirm and stuff like that. I can't move.
No, and now it just becomes one of those weird things that I have to like warn people about. It's like I have a birthmark next to my asshole. I snore. I all these fucking things. Now I come with like a disclosure statement. It'll be like, could you please? It's like what do they call those? Like the writers be when you go backstage. Like, here, I need you to read the writer before you get on this ride. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you're just gonna have to like read all of it.
The NDA.
Should have them sign an NDA too.
It's the NDAs state they got a birthmark next to it.
Tell no one about the birthmark.
That's what I should do. I've got a skin tag on my taint.
It's not a wart.
Well, it bugs me because once in a while that's not a wart.
Just put a little sticky note right next to it. So like when they see it, it just says, this is not a wart, with like a little arrow. You can't see right now, but I'm actually leaning over and like pointing at my taint area. like he doesn't know where his taint's at.
Googly eyes.
Just stick one over it. Dude, I don't know. I'm coming up with so many fucking options for you. I don't even know why you're upset by it.
I'm not.
But yeah, that's your warning statement. Mine's the birthmark. Yours is the skin tag.
Yeah, but
have you thought about having it removed?
No.
It's just like a little, they'll just your taint. It's fine.
No.
Like you could do it.
No.
I had skin tags taken off before. It's not a big thing.
I've got a couple, but that one's like special. I don't know how to say.
You don't want to get rid of it? That's your friend?
Yeah.
You're always going to be there for me, buddy.
It's been there. Because I don't know if it's a mole or a skin tag. Like I haven't taken a mirror and looked down there.
Why not?
I'm afraid.
What are you afraid
I don't
of?
want to see what's going on.
You're going to stare into the eyes of the devil?
Yes.
Like, what do you think is down there? You've never taken a mirror and looked at your own taint.
There's an abyss down there, and I don't want to get involved.
It's a swirling black hole you didn't know was there.
Yeah.
Right next to your butthole.
Yeah.
I got 2 buttholes.
Yeah. I don't want to get involved with them.
That's its own business down there. No, you should know what it looks like down there. Like I look all the time.
It's like Gross Point Plank, where he's talking about his cat. What's the cat's name? I don't know. Why don't you know your cat's name? I don't want to get involved with his business. It's just a cat.
Oh my God.
I love the cat, but it's his own thing. That's what's going on down there.
Well, I have to shave mine, so it's like, because the laser treatments only do so much,
right.
So I still have to like, give it a little once over now and again. Like if I'm going to be
doing whatever.
So I mean, it was the fucking Wild Wild West down there for like almost a year, but
now you've got to.
Now I have to upkeep shit.
It's all about presentation.
That's why I put garnish on it. Just it's a piece of parsley.
What
is that? It's like I finished it with parsley for
coriander. I found something out
Some
about
creme fraiche.
Yeah, creme fraiche. Would you like a little creme fraiche?
It's not a cream pie. It's creme fraiche.
No. It looks like
Goated cheese.
looks like discharge.
Oh my God, you're gonna pee.
Fucking pass. I learned something about coriander yesterday.
You did?
Yes. So coriander, which is cilantro.
Yes, the seeds.
So, do you like the taste of cilantro?
I do.
Okay, I don't.
You're the soap guy.
Would you like to know why? Because you're a mutant and I'm normal.
I don't disagree with that.
There's a scientist that was talking about it, and there's a
How did I mutate? What was the mutation for me?
I'll tell you. But I don't know the exact answer. But I do know how it happened.
Okay.
So I don't know the exact answer, but I do know what happened.
Okay.
So if that makes any sense.
No, but go ahead.
Okay. So there's a podcast called DNA, I think, or All About DNA.
Okay.
And I came across this on accident, like on Twitter yesterday or whatever the hell it was. TikTok. And this guy goes, how many people hate coriander or cilantro? And like half the audience or more than half the audience raised their hand. And it wasn't just like raise their hand. They're like, ooh, like Horseshack from fucking Welcome Back Carter. Cotter, not Carter.
Cotter.
Ooh, Mr. Cotter. And the reason for that is because our ancestors, like the Neanderthals, not necessarily the Neanderthals, but whoever we popped from, couldn't eat coriander because it tasted like soap.
Okay.
So over the generations, your chromosome, your XY chromosome, has like a +1 or is missing a 1 on its little diameter or whatever the fuck it is. Okay, well, 1 out of 10 or whatever. It's missing a number.
Okay.
And that number is correlated to coriander on that one little piece of DNA. So people that don't like coriander have that number. People that like coriander or cilantro, I keep calling it cilantro. People that like cilantro have had that gene mutated.
What if?
And that's probably due to breeding.
Inbreeders. What if, and hear me out here, what if I'm not a mutant? I've just evolved to be greater.
No, you're a mutant.
I think
Nope. According to the DNA scientist
I'm the bionic woman.
You are a fucking mutant.
We can make her stronger.
No, we can't.
We can make her coriander.
No. If they could make it stronger, they would have done it already.
They didn't. I missed that step somewhere. Now I'm just weak.
Yeah.
Sad.
Blind.
Mostly.
Yeah. You're gonna have to get glasses soon. Welcome to the club.
I already have glasses. I just don't have to wear them for fars. I just need them for the ears. Yeah, you can't see shit. I know that, but I can still see some stuff.
It depends on what I'm looking at. Like,
hey, if I was like strong and thin, it just wouldn't be fair for everybody else.
This is all because of Walmart. I'm blind because of Walmart.
That's what it is.
Because I had great eyesight until like one day. And
it was the Jews that did it.
And I'm looking at one of the signs and like, why the fuck can't I focus on like that big sign over there? And then I put my hand over my eye and like, oh, okay, that works. Took it away. Nope. So my left eye is just like, fuck you.
Maybe you should put an eye patch on it. You should patch your other one so you could strengthen the other one.
No.
There can only be one.
I'm wondering if you can rebuild your eye stuff.
Maybe.
To get better vision.
Maybe.
There's a whole lot of weird shit that you can do with your body. There's a thing that's going on now that...
Spray Windex in it.
Oh. I was going to try to make the squeaky sound.
It didn't work.
There's a thing going on right now where scientists are about to start a not a study, but a control group. And they have pills that can regrow teeth.
Fantastic. My
only question is, how does it know when to stop?
I get visuals on stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just pictured like you with like massively long teeth, like coming out of your mouth.
Like the Family Guy English.
I gotta go out before I gotta file my teeth before I go.
Like the Family Guy, Mr. Underbite or whatever his name was.
Oh yeah, I like that guy. That's totally Jesus. All right, what's the next on our docket?
I don't know.
This is Dragon.
Is it?
I have story.
Then go for your story.
All right, because this will be part of your. This is your. What about those lesbians?
Yeah. What's the deal with lesbians?
What's the deal with those lesbians out there? Okay, so this is the keystone piece that you guys have been waiting for. The creme de la creme. The creme de fraiche on your vagina. Whatever. So last podcast I had mentioned that I had gone out on a date with a gentleman. So at this point,
Black Nick.
White Nick, not black. White Nick.
I got him mixed up.
Dang it. Darn. So anyways, I'd gone on this date. And at this point, it was like we had been chatting, but it was just like one date. Okay, so we had been drinking and whatever. And, good. The vibes were good. It was good energy in the gym. It was good. And so we were leaving and we were trying to figure out like when we could get together again. And I had a work trip coming up. And so me being me, I said, I got to go to Lakeport for a night if you want to go. Like, I already got to go. Like, you just get in the car and go. Like, I already have a hotel room reserved. And then, like, I'll bring it back if you want to go. Why not for the adventure? And he was like, yeah, okay. Like, I'll see about that. And I was like, I get in the car after I left. I'm like, you dumbass. Who the fuck after meeting somebody is going to be like, where I want to go with a stranger? Fucking Lake County, Clear Lake area. Sounds amazing. Like, he don't know shit about me, right? Like, he doesn't, homie's doesn't know what my job is. He doesn't know, like, I could have been doing lots of different, I told him what my work was, but he doesn't really know what that entails, right?
Hey, I gotta go to Lakeport.
Yeah, I gotta go to Clear Lake area.
And me in a car.
Yeah, have you ever
driving to Lakeport?
Do you like meth? Because we're gonna go to Lakeport. So I kind of just didn't even like really think anything about it, and then he messaged me a little bit later and he's like, hey, I'm going to try and get those days off. And I was just like, really? For real? He fucking did. Okay. So let's just put it that way. So of all the horrible things that your mom told you shouldn't do, like that's probably one of them. So, and I didn't even mention it until like we were in the car headed up there and I looked at him. I was like, you make terrible decisions. I just need to you're a very irresponsible person. Like you should not go to Clear Lake with a stranger because I could have like pulled over outside of Williams and be wearing your skin as I come into town. Like that could have happened to you. It's just like, fucking, I don't even give a shit. So I guess he was down for having his skin ripped off.
I'm living on the edge, baby.
He totally, we're just, it's like a YOLO. Like going to Clear Lake. So anyways, we're meeting.
He has backup.
It's like a backup skin. It's the skin under my skin. You could take the first layer. That's fine. I've got fresh new skin underneath. So it'd be like Deadpool. How long does it take you to regenerate? As he lays on the side of the road. So anyways, we're going up there and I'm meeting my buddy that I do side work for and a couple other people. And I'd already warned them that I was bringing somebody. I was importing dick to Lake County, right? And my buddy says, why are you bringing sand to the beach? And I said, because I've seen the beaches at Clear Lake. And I'm not interested in what I'm going to find on the beach in Clear Lake, right? Nobody is.
I'm bringing my own beach.
Bringing my own beach and the towel and the chair and everything else. Like, I'm just going to bring my own. What I was not aware of is that one of the people that we kind of like brought in as like a side consultant or something like that, who happens to be a lesbian, was actually very excited that I was going to be up there because she is single.
Oh.
And was horribly disappointed when I walked in with my imported penis to Lake County.
My imported beach.
So
do you give off strong lesbian vibes?
You would have to ask my lesbian friend Tracy. Actually, I think that's a great question. Maybe we should even just like call her next time and put her on the phone. She's a hoot. But I think she says that I definitely have it like the kind of like the vibe, but she said it's very easy to tell that you're not, because I am aggressive. I'm very out there with me. I can be very rough.
That makes you lesbian? Aggressive?
I don't know. Like butchy.
So Clay's
maybe
lesbian?
I'm like butchy. I don't know. Maybe I give off a butch vibe. Fuck if I know, dude. I don't know. I'm not a lesbian. I don't know these things. So
I've known you too long, so
you're like, I don't know. It's just you.
I'm too deep in the reeds for this one.
It's all the same to me.
Yeah.
So anyways, we show up, and by the time we got there and whatever, they had already been at the bar of this hotel, right? And so we come down and we start getting a drink, and already the lesbian is a couple in, I think. And so she said something about like, oh, can't believe, oh, hey, I was kind of hoping that you'd be single, like out of the gate, just like fucking out of the gate with my porta penis with me, poor guy, he's going to listen to this. He's going to be like, why do you keep saying that?
Because I refuse to acknowledge your name.
I know. Well, but it's just like I could say other things like my male associate, which is what he was at the time he was just in the male associate category. So
your strap on.
Yeah, he was the strap on at that point. So, but he is a hoot. So I mean, it wasn't just about the penis. It wasn't like the hit it and go.
Hit and quit.
He didn't have to go back to his home on Horror Island. So it was.
Well, that's good.
I mean, that's good. Yeah, that's great. So. Anyways, she immediately starts off and like he's like right there, like right. He's like, it's just one of those like you're talking about me and I'm right here.
Right.
And she, for some reason, said something, and she started talking about how we were drinking old fashions, and then she said something about she needed to get her cherry muddled, and then she could muddle cherries. And I said, "Oh, you can muddle cherries, something." And she was like, "I can do more than that. I can get the whole fist in at the ball."
Nice.
And immediately, like, if you're going to hit on somebody as a lesbian or even as a dude, like, there was no like, hey, I think you're really pretty, or hey, I'd love it if we go out sometime, or hey, can I buy you a drink?
She was giving you the
anything.
Italian.
It was just straight up, I want to shove my whole fucking fist up your pussy. Like, just, like, it was very, very violent. It was a violent fisting gesture. And I got to tell you, it hurt just looking at her fist. I was like,
She had man hands?
Yes. So this continues all night. She starts talking about fingers, and she work up to one finger or two finger, and homeboy's like right there, and she's still talking about fisting me the whole fucking night. And my vagina hurts just even talking about it right now. Like, I can't even, I'm like, why would anybody even want to do that? Like, I don't have anything prolapsing right now, and I just don't think that's something I want to go for.
Because she wanted to destroy you.
She wanted to destroy my vagina. It was like angry lesbian fisting stuff. And it was so overt with everything. And she just didn't stop like the whole time. And even to the point of like when we left the next day, because we actually did go and do work, and then the guy that I brought went to go say goodbye to her, and she wouldn't even like say goodbye to him. She was just like completely ignoring him and just talking about fisting me for 24 motherfucking hours.
She was, when a dog pees on things, that's mine.
Yeah.
To assert its dominance.
She's still trying.
She was trying to assert her dominance. Yeah.
And I said something, and of course, like, then, we're all kind of joking about it, like, separately from her. Like, oh my God, she's still talking about it, Me and my buddy and Trav and this guy. And so, I don't know.
Yeah, like if dude never showed up, that conversation would have never have happened.
Oh, it probably would have.
Not as aggressively.
But I would have been by myself. So thank God, but thank God the opposite of Black Nick was there.
Hey, Heather. Roofie colada? All right.
Fuck, dude, right? Like, and then I'd wake up and it'd be like, why is my uterus out?
And she'd be like, giggity.
Why is my uterus on the bed?
Hey, why are you still here?
I've just never been so appalled. And I've been hit on by lesbians before, but I don't think any of them quite led with that.
No one's gotten that aggressive?
No. Anyways, but we were doing like bowling at the hotel or something like that, and actually this guy said that the male associate I was with said, she's got, I think her hands are bigger than me too, because I high-fived her when we were bowling, and I think that they're even bigger than mine. And I'm like, oh my God.
I high-fived her and she crushed my arm. I'm gonna walk around with a cast. What happened? I high-fived a lesbian.
So I was violently hit on by a lesbian that just wanted to fist me, and that was really the theme, was fisting. So, and then when we did bowling, we even called her the Fist of Fury because we're assholes. Was she there? Yeah. Was she making the fist? So she's just like, yes. Yeah. Yes, Mike. Yes. I don't think you fucking understand.
No, I get it. That's why I did this. So, had he not been there, I could have been subject to Step Brothers karate,
man hand fisting.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ! Like, I can't escape it.
Yeah, she would have. She would have fucking
destroyed my vagina.
Grabbed you by the ankles and fucking dragged you upstairs.
My buddy, who is like, just setting me up for it, I'm sure. So I got to get him back at some point. Like, his comeuppance are headed his way, but. Because I guess, like, she said, like, do you think she'd be interested? It's before she knew that I brought sand to the beach.
Oh, yeah.
And And Trev was like, I don't know, man. I'm not Heather's keeper, so she might be. I can't say that she would say no. I don't know, which didn't like help. It didn't help my fucking situation. But then, like,
you think he'd be? Oh yeah. Maybe.
He says, I guess he asked her like, well, hey, why don't you see if you can go up to the room with the two of them, and you can. And she was like, no, I'm not into that. I'm not going to be in the room with the dude. I was like,
she's hardcore.
Thank fuck. And then I was telling the guy, I was like, so I guess there's a difference of like, when we're like, hey, how about if I brought a lady back to the bedroom? Yeah, all right. What if it's this chick? No. Like, thumbing your way down my way, Tony, trying to get out of Clear Lake.
That's when you hope that there's an escape ladder outside.
Can you imagine? Like, I'm going to bring another lady in, and then I bring the fisting lesbian in. Like, surprise! Oh, God, no.
Unbelievable.
So, yeah, almost got fisted by a lesbian in Lakeport.
No, you didn't. You didn't even get anywhere close.
I don't know. She's close to my... It was 2 bar stools away. It was close enough. Mike scared the shit out of me.
That's close enough.
It was bad. You should have seen the size of the fist. But she didn't do, like, the fist. Wasn't like that. Like, she was trying to do... Yeah, like the hand thing.
The Italian gesture.
Yeah, but different, like with the tucked thumb. God, that cramps my hand. How did people do that? Like, I don't know. It was bad. I don't want to do that.
Well, that's because the way that because the way that women are built. Mm-hmm. So you, instead of doing that, the fist, mm-hmm. you use the 4 fingers and kind of close them up, mm-hmm. and then you curve it around mm-hmm. so you can get in there, and then you can. Don't ask me how I know that. I just know that.
Mm-hmm. So you have to get past like a curve in the pipe,
not necessarily
before you can fist it.
No,
because I've seen those sex toys. You seen the one at Susie's that's like the big black fist and like suctions to the bottom of the floor, and it's just a whole motherfucking fist. It's not this.
Well, some women can take the whole thing, but
oh god!
But it's easier if you have because your fingers can collapse.
I can't even like, and I have watched so many disgusting things on the internet. But still, if I see somebody getting fisted, it's like it's that. Oh, it's probably like how it's like for you guys to watch somebody get hit in the nuts.
Yeah,
that's got to be the same feeling because I'm just like, oh god.
Yeah. So so your fingers can collapse into like a little like a 4-pointed thing or whatever, whatever you want to call that.
Looks like a sandworm.
Yeah, and then because you keep your thumb out when you do that because you can't just jam most girls. You just can't jam it all in, right? So you have to work it, and you start with 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever, mm-hmm. and then you just slowly work it in like you're doing the Vulcan.
I think I have PTSD from Clear Lake because you're describing this, and I'm just horrified.
And then you curve because you have to get the hand in there. So if you curve,
is this how I'm going to get a raccoon in my butthole?
You're not just curving; you're almost like curling your fingers in slowly. So it's shorter to yeep.
Yeep. Yeep. Yeep. Yeep. Yeep. Yeep. Yeep. Oh, it's horrible. I feel like a meat puppet. Yeah. Just stick it all the way up, run my mouth. Hi. Blah 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 blah. God,
and put some googly eyes on it.
God, no. Can't do googly eyes anymore. They're fucking horrible. So that was my story.
All right.
Kidnapped a guy to Clear Lake and then almost got fisted.
I don't go out and I don't date, so I'm a recluse.
I go everywhere.
Yeah. I don't
all the time.
I am no longer sociable.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't talk about what not to do in your profile. Should we add that in really quick?
Do you want to do that?
Well, we can, or we could save it for later.
Let's save it.
Story was kind of long. Okay, so next time on our next episode of Cocktails with Heather will discuss more profile tips for men.
Yes, and then we'll go through some of the profiles that we saw, like weird Michael Myers
profile reviews.
Yeah, that one was strange.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Weird Michael Myers and
I've seen some things, Mike. I've seen some things.
PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some shit.
Yeah, never gonna get over it.
Ugh.
It haunts me. I wake up and sweating from pictures of weird profiles and some lesbian going, I could put my whole hand in there. Kill me.
I can put my whole hand.
I could just give you a nice right fisting. What are you doing?
I always get
this is dead air.
Dead air.
Dead air.
It's called truncate silence. I always get these things every time I upload a video to Rumble. Hi there. I really admire your video. Keep up the great work. It being a while seeing a great video like these, and it seem you are not getting the real engagement you deserve. This
sounds like the messages that I would get on Facebook dating.
Yeah, this is I am reading this
straight
as
grammar.
It is written.
Yep.
Yeah. And I am interested in helping you get more active followers, likes, and views. If interested, Kindly contact me for further discussion. ... WhatsApp, blah, blah, blah. Gmail, blah, blah, blah. Telegram, blah, blah, blah. Looking forward to of working together with you. Best regards. No.
How about no?
Stop sending me messages like that.
Only send messages if you want to sponsor something.
Yeah. If you're going to sponsor me, sponsor me. Other than that,
Please don't sponsor me for fisting.
I'm not interested in growing my YouTube or Rumble video platform thing any more than it's already growing. The internet is dead. and bots are running it now. So,
in summary,
the internet is dead.
The internet is dead. You can sponsor Mike for enemas. Don't sponsor Heather for fisting.
Yeah. Heather's not into the man-hand fisting.
Nope.
No. That's all I got.
Me too. Should we end it?
Yeah.
Let's call it.
Say it.
Good night, Gracie.